Hey, I'm Dirty Dan and welcome back to Greasy Boy Customs. Today, we're gonna do something a little unexpected. Wasn't planning on doing it, but my buddy Ed had some free time today, so we're gonna go ahead and get the engine out of this 47 Ford flatbed I brought home a little while ago. Get a good look at the flathead, maybe see if it's locked up, who knows. As you remember, this thing was in pretty poor shape, but Ed's getting the engine and the transmission and probably the radiator and stuff too. We're only using the cab and the front sheet metal. So first things first, we need to get this front clip out of the way. Unfortunately, the hood's already broken off on that side and about to break off on this side. So we're just gonna cut those hinges off and we'll worry about that later. And then we'll work on removing the front sheet metal. All right, hood's off. It's too bad because all this was pretty messed up. We'll have to find something else. There's really no point in trying to remove this delicately. It's all pretty rough. We're making new running boards anyway, so we're just going to cut it along there, get the fenders unbolted, hopefully, and then hopefully we can pull this whole clip as one piece. It's going to make it way easier pulling this engine. All right, the front cover, air dam, whatever you want to call it, came off pretty easy. Only had to cut one bolt. Now, if you are new to flatheads, you'll notice something pretty unique. You've got two upper hoses and two lower hoses. That's because you have a water pump on each side of the engine. It's a okay system. They had some overheating problems, but they've corrected that in modern days with different radiators, different water pumps, and a little bit different technology. But overall, pretty neat design. All right, these are your front motor mounts right here. Now, typically they'll be full of crud like this, and you'll have to dig them out because underneath is a castle nut with a pin. The motor mounts are the water pumps are the motor mounts. Finkel is Einhorn, Einhorn is Finkel. Got it? Okay, we got the front clip off. There it is. Had to do a lot of cutting and grinding and pulling and twisting because everything was rotted off. But a lot of that we're not going to use. There's the engine. Not too hopeful that this thing's not locked up, but we'll try it anyway. Tech tip: before you condemn the engine is locked up, take the belts off, because as you can see here, that's locked up, that water pump's locked up, and the generator's locked up. That's not. But guess what? It's still locked up. But take your belts off. There she goes. Flathead's leaving. Wasn't too bad. Well, I had some extra help that we weren't expecting. It worked out well. No more engine. She's gone. Off to a new home, hopefully getting rebuilt if everything goes well. Well, there you go. An impromptu day of fun with Ed from Rust Finder pulling the engine out of the 47 Ford. Again, not planned. It just kind of happened and we knocked it out in no time. He brought the dream team and I already done some prep work, so we were able to have it out pretty quick. Now that we've got the engine out, what are we going to do next? Well, like we discussed in the previous video, we're going to try to find a donor. I found some donors, but none that really made the cut yet. I'm willing to trade my 65 Ford that I picked up a while ago for a proper donor for this truck, but we have to find the right one. I really need something that's a dually, and I prefer something with a running and good engine and transmission, so there's a little bit less work involved. However, that can prove pretty difficult or pretty pricey either way. But we're still on the hunt. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and in the next video for that truck, we're going to tear off the cab and we're going to go ahead and get all the pieces off of the chassis or the axles that we still need, which is not that much, and we'll get rid of the rest of it. But until then, I still got a lot of projects, and as you can see, a mess on my workbench. So for now, I'm just going to grab a cold one and go to bed and relax.